There was a lot of really cool announcements yesterday from Sony, and I think that one of the kind of things that went under the radar was this announcement, and I feel like it's something that a lot of people maybe missed even after the show or whatever, because I think that the show was very much like something that people were like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting, and then they missed some of the details when this stuff came out. Like yesterday was really just kind of a free for all. Everybody saw what was announced, and then you had people question, right away, well, is this exclusive? Is that exclusive? Like, people really we're wanting to know, hey, what's exclusive here? What's not? How can we go about this? And I feel like that's one of the things that Sony does best, is get attention to their platform and understand that, the exclusive stuff matters. I'm sure that there's going to be some people, although the way that they did it was kind of funny, but, they announced, okay, well, Uncharted 4 and, Lost Legacy are going to come to PS5 early next year, remasters, and they're also coming to PC. Like, normally that would probably, the way that they slipped that in between announcements was pretty genius, because not many people are talking about that now. Like, the whole PC thing, a lot of people care about it. I'm one included. I personally don't think it's an issue unless it's day and date. You still have a reason to own the platform, and they get that. I get that Sony really does seem to understand that. And so, for me personally, a 6-year-old game coming to PC as a remaster, but also coming to the platform as a remaster, I think is a smart move. Hell, I'll play through those games again and get the trophies again. It's not even a thing. But yeah, like, just such an amazing thing. This went under the radar, and it's very exciting because, to be honest with you, Sony only hit the tip of the iceberg. So many people were like, well, what about Metal Gear Solid Remake? Or what about, potential this? Or what about the, something having to do with factions? Or The Last of Us Remake? Or, like, there's so many things out there that Sony have, like, in the hopper that, they really just kind of scraped the tip of the iceberg. And I'm going to get into this because this was a pretty surprising piece of information. Let's get into it. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with yet another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. If I'm just looking for a simple like the video, that's all I can ask. It really would mean the world to me. Thank you guys for rocking out. Again, so this was some very interesting stuff. Nobody was talking about this that I saw anyway, so it makes it all the more interesting. So they ended the show with God of War Ragnarok, which was really cool. I was really excited about it. Of course, for some reason, there was like this Xbox fan contingent that's like, it just looks like DLC or whatever. It looks the same as before, blah, blah, blah. And that makes me scratch my head, because literally Forza Horizon 5 looks like the other Forza Horizon game. Halo looks like Halo. Gears looks like Gears. There's literally... Microsoft is known for only a few franchises, and they all pretty much look and play just like their predecessors. So it's funny to me that anybody said that, because the scope of this game actually looks much larger than the original. But the interesting thing is, Cory Barlog is not directing God of War Ragnarok. He's actually working on a new game, which that kind of confirms what a lot of people's suspicion was to begin with. And this is pretty cool. At Sony's PlayStation Showcase event after the video chat, God of War 2018 game director Cory Barlog confirmed that he isn't directing God of War Ragnarok and is working on something else. When asked by Sony PlayStation Sid Schumann on whether Barlog can give us a clue on what he's working on, this is what Barlog had to say, and I quote, "We're actually doing a bunch of stuff. It's really exciting, all the things we're doing, and you're tempted to know what it is, right? But I don't really have anything I can talk about right now specifically, mostly because we're really focused on God of War Ragnarok. I think we'll have to wait to get deeper into anything else until we'll talk again, Sid." Well, there is basically the crux of the situation. God of War Ragnarok can retain the same level of quality that the 2018 version had, while Barlog's current project remains a mystery. Obviously, a lot of people are going to be keeping an eye on what's going on there, but rumor has it that there's like a new sci-fi IP that that they're working on, and I think that would be cool, because listen, God of War is amazing, but again, if you can basically, and apparently they've kind of switched up roles throughout the entire time of God of War. Like, there's been a different director almost every time, so I think that that's really one of the things that kind of a lot of people are going to be looking forward to and looking at and saying, hey, That's really cool. So, like, for me personally, I think it's cool that, you know, a lot of the teams at Sony have something surprise behind them. You know what I mean? Like, again, I think a lot of people are expecting, you know, maybe one thing or the other from, you know, Sony Santa Monica, and to be able to see them go out there and go, hey, well, we've got this surprise thing that we're working on. I really like that aspect of what they've been able to kind of accomplish and go out there and you know what, this is just like an exciting thing, you know, as like Sony has really kind of surprised a lot of people with what they've announced recently. And, you know, like I said, God of War Ragnarok looks absolutely incredible with what they've been able to get out there and kind of announce and just kind of take advantage of, you know, of getting games out there and stuff like that. So the interesting things to me, especially given regards to what they kind of announced yesterday or the other day, was that there's multiple games that are actually coming to PlayStation for the first time in terms of IP. Again, just really interesting to see that. If you guys didn't know, MechWarrior 5, which used to be an Xbox exclusive, is going to PlayStation. Alan Wake is coming to PlayStation for the first time. You also have, obviously, KOTOR, which was known as an Xbox exclusive, you know, a console exclusive for a long time, is coming to PlayStation as well. We live in an absolutely weird kind of topsy-turvy, weird kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a weird sort of way to kind of look at these things that, hey, you know what? They're doing a really good job at getting games that PlayStation fans have never played before. So while some people might go, oh, well, those are old games, I think that, you know, especially given, like, talking about Alan Wake, that's something that PlayStation gamers have never really played before. And such a strong narrative-driven game is something more tuned to what PlayStation fans are used to and probably can, like, respect and understand, you know, and get next to a lot quicker than what Xbox fans can. Like, you know, I just think that that's something that that makes a lot of sense. So you get something like that, like Control did very well on, you know, on PlayStation, and, you know, I think that Alan Wake will do well on PlayStation, probably better than Xbox, that it did on Xbox, you know. But you also look at KOTOR, which sold a few million copies when it was on Xbox and PC back in the day, and one of my favorite games. It's a top 5 favorite game for me. I actually, funny story was, I played that game every year since release for a long time, I think up until just a few years ago. I played through it again when it went backwards compatible on the Xbox One X, I think, and it was like in 4K or something. But you better believe I'm definitely looking forward to being able to play through it, earn some trophies, and I heard that they're going to totally rework the fight system so that there's going to be able to be real-time combat. So I'm really excited for that, and I hope that it turns out absolutely great. I know that they're early in development, but I can imagine, I don't think that it'll probably take longer than a couple years for them to actually be able to come out with that. So it's a very exciting time. I think that, you know, I like seeing the fact that a lot of Xbox fans are starting to become a little bit self-aware with some of the stuff that's going on, because I made this tweet after I saw the PlayStation showcase, and I said, you know, save this tweet, because I feel like Insomniac Games is, like, they're quickly moving up the ladder to being like one of the most incredible developers of all time. And I feel like both Wolverine and Spider-Man 2, which Spider-Man 2 has a 2023 release window, I feel like both these games are going to come out before stuff like Perfect Dark, Fable, State of Decay 3, Everwild, Hellblade 2. I just feel like, despite these games being earlier in development, and I actually think Spider-Man 2 is probably quite a ways in development, and Insomniac has multiple teams, I also feel like people think that Wolverine has to be some big open world thing, and that's not true. Wolverine shouldn't be an open world game. I feel like that should be a more linear, story-based game, and I think that that's going to help speed that development process up, because not everything has to be open world. You know, it's not Spider-Man. He's not swinging from webs and doing that kind of stuff. So, you know, again, I do feel like Sony has this a big advantage, especially given that 2022 is already stacked. They've already kind of stacked it. So, yeah, it's very interesting to see that. And, Yeah, I love seeing the excitement in people. It gets me excited. So, with that being said, I'm going to link this, of course. What do you guys think? Sound off, rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. If you enjoyed the content, please like it. Consider subscribing. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Crap Gamer out.